Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies here, back at it again with another video, and today I decided I wanted to talk about some merchandise, because as I've been seeing a lot lately, a lot of people really like merchandise, and I've been talking about a lot of books lately, and I never really talk about merch anymore on this channel besides like when I get new merch or unbox it, which isn't very often, so why not talk about some merch? And I'm not going to be flexing today. Yeah, I'm not going to be flexing my collection, you know? I won't be pulling out, like, my House of Ghouls. Yeah, I own that. Totally not flexing. I'm not going to be pulling out my Slappy live on stage doll. No, I'm not going to do that, because that's flexing. I'm clearly joking, but I do own those. We're talking about some items that I don't have, and they're just so rare that I don't think I'll ever own them. In fact, we're talking about the rarest Goosebumps items on planet fucking Earth. Maybe there's some more in outer space, in an alternate timeline, I don't know. But, in our realm of existence, these are what I view to be some of the rarest items in the world that, well, some people do have them. Some of these you'll just never find. Some of these you literally can't get, like, they literally can't be gotten. Like, at all. You're fucking screwed. Like, you'll never find this online. Some of them you literally can't get at all, period. You'll never get it. Yes, these are just unfathomably rare items that a lot of you may or may not have. Probably not. Unless you're like fucking Goosebumps Aussie fan, which even he doesn't have a few things in this list here, I believe at least. So yeah, criteria is literally anything that isn't a book, because we're not talking about the rarest books today. Maybe in the future, but I feel like that is a pretty simple video. There should be like 8 things on this list, but yeah, if y'all want a sequel, or you want to leave any other items down below, or some other things to be talked about maybe in the future in terms of different kinds of rarities, or just like blank Goosebumps merchandise, like maybe the most common, I don't fucking know, tell me. And yeah, let's talk about the rarest Goosebumps merch. Starting off with one of my most wanted items, Goosebumps spiderwebs. Now, spiderwebs, they're a spooky thing, but Halloween at the dollar store and literally anywhere they sell Halloween stuff, you'll find a pack of cobwebs, fake cobwebs, of course. And Goosebumps back in the day did some of those. Now, this has only come on eBay one time from memory. And it was a few years ago, I believe 2020. And I remember it going for $600 on bid. That's what it sold at. And yeah, this item I really wanted just because it's so weird. Like, I've never seen anybody own this or talk about it, like, really, at all. I just know it exists because it's on the wiki, and I saw it on eBay years ago, and I've never seen it since. And I'm always looking out for it. You know, I have it saved in my searches. I always want to see anything. So if you have this item, share. Maybe make a post about it. I'd love to see this item exists. And yeah, goes for any of these. Especially the rare, like, you've never seen that type of shit before. But yeah, really rare item. I don't think it's... okay, here's my theory why it's so rare. It was probably used a lot, because it's like the most, yeah, I'm gonna use that type shit of all time. Like, sure, House of Ghouls, that was used a lot. It's a fucking tent. Kids can't resist a little Goosebumps tent. But, of course, there are things that can be used and put back in the box, like video games from the 90s for Goosebumps. So, but those, you know, usually aren't sold very often, or they're usually sold without the box. And then there's things that are just just not open. It's like board games sometimes, or, you know, never really used. But the tents and, you know, this certain objects, I mean, it can't be reused. This is, open it, you're fucking done. That's why it's so rare. Probably a lot of people use this for Halloween, and they never kept the packet, or, you know, obviously kept a sealed one for obvious reasons. So yeah, insanely fucking rare item. Yeah, so that is probably the rarest item on this list, if I'm being honest. But let's move on to my next one, which is something a lot of people talk about. This is a more popular rare item because it has something to do with the House of Ghouls, which I own. House of Ghouls had some other stuff released alongside it. There was another 10. There was something else. I'm not sure what exactly it was. Yeah, it is a sleeping bag thing. I have one over there. I might show an image, but it's a red sleeping bag holder, but it also had another thing. A fucking beanbag chair. Yeah, This is a very popular item in terms of rarity because there's only one person on Earth who is known to have this, I believe. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. And that is Zach Baby TV or Campfire Tales. I believe he does own one of these. Yeah, that's literally it. I don't think I've heard anybody say they have one. If you've never seen this online before, I don't think it has ever came onto any site before. I mean, at least in the past, like, decade, I don't think this has ever been for sale online in the past decade. And obviously, it's because it probably ripped. Or it's probably, like, you know, used, if you know what I mean. Probably smells like ass. Not in a good way. What the fuck? It's probably squished and all. Maybe some of the, you know, the beans in the bean bag are missing. So it's clear why this one is so rare. Especially, you know, you're never going to find one in the pack. So it's never even going to be new. I've never seen one in the pack. I mean, obviously why, but yeah, really fucking rare stuff right there. Next up, I wanted to bring this up because it is common on eBay, but it is, like, pretty expensive. And this also applies to expensive stuff, of course, this rarity list. And that next thing is the Scarazines. Now, Scarazines are not rare at all on eBay. It's just, getting them all would cost you roughly $2,000. Yeah. Each Scarazine goes on for about $100. So getting a whole set would cost $2,000. But that's not even the worst of it. You'll never get that full set. Like, you'll usually never find a full amount of them. You'll never find all 20 on eBay. Like, at least online at once. I have never seen all of them online at once in separate listings. Because I actually have seen them all on eBay, of course. I've seen them all. I've seen pictures of them all. There was one listing that I know of that happens roughly a year ago from now. And I am still pissed off because I was super close to getting it, but it just did not happen. And it had a whole, like, set of 1 through 60 Dojo series. It had, like, the entire set of Tim Jacobus art pieces, these limited edition art pieces. No, what I have right here, this, a whole set of those. And it had all 20 fucking Scarazines for, like, $200. I'm not even fucking kidding. $200 for all of that stuff. That is $4,000 worth of Goosebumps right there. I'm not even kidding. Maybe a little less. Maybe like $350. 355. No, 3,500. Yeah, that is fucking insane. Like, nuts. And that is the only time I've ever seen this, like, full set one listing, but I have seen them come on separately. And yeah, that's why they're so rare. You'll just never get that full set, at least not in due time. It'll take ages. It's like Black Spines, but, like, ultra rare. There probably aren't many of them left around, too, because, you know, it's a little thing. But I'm sure there's a lot of them left, because they do come on eBay, like, every, like, few weeks. Just, like, it's usually, like, one. And it's, like, $100. So it ain't very fun to collect those in terms of rarity, because, you know, there's so fucking many of them. There's 20, and they all cost a lot of money. Yeah. Next one. The triple header cake. Yeah, I bring this one up as a joke. But I thought I'd mention it because it's like, I want to know, do you guys have any preserved triple header cakes? And the way this one worked back in the 90s is you would get it, like, ordered, because I believe you can still do this at some places. My town doesn't really do this stuff. You can go into a bakery and I'm assuming a certain company of bakery would have this as an option. Like, hey, you want a Goosebumps cake? Or something like that. Custom Goosebumps cake. Yeah, this was a thing. Dead ass. Dead fucking ass. I want to know, did y'all back in the 90s ever eat one of these? This is mostly a joke to be thrown in. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, the Tom Bully figures. Now, these are literal Goosebumps action figures. They don't move, they don't have anything special about them, they're just little figurines that are, like, maybe this big. They're not big at all. I mean, I've never owned one, but the thing is, they're not exactly rare on eBay. They're always on there. There's tons on there all the time. It's just like, they're expensive as shit. This is Scarazines all over again. But it's worse. There's more of them. I believe there's like 24 or 40, somewhere in that range. 24 to 40 of them. I don't know why I said 24, but I believe that was the exact amount. But somewhere within that range, that's how many there are. I believe. And not to mention the fact that if you want to get these in the pack, good fucking luck. Because the last time I saw one in the pack was not a long time ago, but if you want them all in the pack, or, you know, actually fucking sealed, because there's the big thing. Lots of them aren't even sealed. They come with the box, you know, find those on eBay every now and then, which is cool. Never fucking brand new. And the reason I put this one on here specifically is not only is it hard to get all of those, that's a lot of money and a lot of time, and because some of them are really rare, not easy to find ones, but there's also the more common ones that are like supposed to be these, I believe, egg monsters. Kind of. I don't fucking know what they're supposed to be, but these really weird, curvy shaped monsters. I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be, but yeah, they exist. They're not hard to find. They are rare, but they're not hard to find. Just like, if you want sealed ones, have a field day with that one, alright? Those are insanely rare, specifically in the box, but even without the box, have fun. Next up, a horror alarm clock. Now, there's a lot of things like this that I view in this certain way. There's a horror toothbrush. There's a curly soap bar, but like a soap dispenser. But it's of like the general supplies I viewed as the rarest. Because I've seen it like one time ever on eBay, maybe twice. Always out of the pack. I've never seen this in the box, I believe, and if I did, it was definitely worth more than like 2,000. Like, if not, at least like 1,000, if I am just not remembering it. Yeah, really uncommon to come on eBay, and when it does, it's always out of the pack. And let alone in the box, yeah, have fun. Never gonna find it. This item is really cool. It's literally just an alarm clock that is a horror. Kind of hard to describe because I haven't seen it very much, but yeah, it has a horror on top, and it's an alarm clock. And there's a lot of alarm clocks for Goosebumps, right? There's an alarm clock gift set that comes with a watch. There's this LCD book stand alarm clock, the one with the hands. That's a pretty popular one. That one comes on rarely, but it's not the rarest. Like, yeah, that's obtainable rare, but it is pretty rare. But this alarm clock is fucking rare. But it's not the rarest clock, of course. We all know. I'm not going to talk about it, but I guess I'll bring it up. The Kook Clock of Doom wall clock that is now so iconic because Bjorn owned one. That is unfathomably rare, and yeah, these two clocks are like the rarest fucking clocks, like, probably ever in all of existence. I'm just fucking joking. But probably some of the rarest clocks on planet Earth, tell you that much. Unless we're just horrible looking. Maybe imagine, like, somewhere in, like, I don't know, Arizona of all fucking places. It's some random, like, antique store, Goodwill in Arizona. They have, like, 10 of those. Like, just 10 horror alarm clocks. 10 cuckoo clock wall clocks just sitting on the shelf somewhere. Nobody knows that they're there because no one in that area is a Goosebumps fan. That's the type of shit I imagine to this stuff. Like, even sealed ones just sitting there. I could totally see that being a whole ordeal. But yeah, specifically I'm not the horror one. Rare shit, but it's like borderline obtainable. We have two things to talk about left, and their next thing is a set. Might have hinted at it. This next thing's a food product, but I'm more talking about the box, because we've seen the box, but I've never, ever seen it for sale, right? Because, alright, look, there's a lot of Goosebumps food products, right? Fruit jellies. You always see those, well, not always, but you always see those, like, either factory, they never used, or sealed. Those come on, like, once every year and a half, I believe. Usually not crazy expensive. You see other food products, maybe like sometimes, right? I believe right behind me is a Count Chocula cereal box or something. Oh no, it's right there. I guess I moved it. Goosebumps Count Chocula. There's cereal promotions. There's Goosebumps promotions on things. There's, I believe, like Curly Brain Bites. But this one thing has always proven to be the most hard to find, unobtainable shit. Probably in all of Goosebumps food media. Weird to say. And that is the Fruit Roll-Ups Goosebumps promotional boxes. Really weird. Yeah, what the fuck? Why? Just like the most, how the fuck is this never ever been able to be found type shit. It's honestly baffling, and I don't know exactly why, but I'm sure it's probably because, well, people fucking ate them. Then just threw out the boxes. But I'm sure, I mean, no shit, there's some out there. We have pictures of them on the wiki, which is where I found some of these, or, you know, got the pictures, obviously, for these. Just like, how in the fuck? It's really hard to believe that I have never, ever seen this for sale, let alone I know nobody has this. Like, I am pretty certain nobody has this, or at least showed it. Yeah, Burt roll-ups boxes for Goosebumps. Fucking impossible. Imagine finding a sealed one. Tastes great, I bet. And finally, I did mention the cuckoo clock, wall clock a little bit, but nothing more, much more to be said about that. I want to talk about the most popular rare item. It's one a lot of people want. I kind of want them too. Goosebumps Series 2 collectibles. You know, it's not hard obtaining one, alright? Depends. Depends on your financial situation. If you are financially stable, like you have like $2,000 to spare that isn't groceries and bills, and you know, you could easily snag one of these on eBay, or even a couple hundred if you want, like, maybe one out of the pack, or just want to get really lucky, because they do come on every now and then, which is really weird, because they used to never, ever come on, and all of a sudden, they come on every now and then, maybe a couple months. There's either, like, a couple of them out of the pack, or one in the box that is usually sun bleached, but whatever. And there's been a couple on there for years now, actually. There's a Spawnable Snowman one that I believe like every person on planet Earth is watching at this point. If not has seen. Yeah, that one's in the box, looks really nice. I'd love to buy that, but fuck no, I'm not paying that much, at least at this current time. Not maybe an offer. And then there's like the Attack the Mutant one that's on there, but it doesn't have the box. Yeah, they're not hard to get. Like, it's not hard to get one. And why I say one is because it's not hard to get one, but getting all 6 is a fucking nightmare. Yeah, you're never gonna get all 6. Give up with respect. Yeah. Where do I begin? The Haunted Mask. I have never seen that in the box for sale ever. Just straight up. Fucking ever. I've seen it out of the pack. I've seen every single one of them out of the pack. But in the box, not even one time. I have never ever seen it for sale in the box. Mark my words. Never ever. Gamp Jelly Jam, I think I might have seen it once. I'm sure as hell it was like $500, so. Yeah. Scarecrow Fumble. The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. I've seen it, I believe, only out of the box on eBay. But weirdly enough, it's like the most popular one to show up on Google Images, which is really weird. Attack the Mutant in the box, it was on there for like exactly $666, I believe, and it was really sun bleached. Didn't look very good, you know, it was kind of shit condition. Talk about it in the box. There is one already on there right now out of the pack for like twice as much as the Abominable Snowman one in the box costs. That's pretty fucking stupid, but whatever. Night in Terror Tower. Only ever out of the box, and I believe that is like the rarest of them all. And I believe I'm forgetting one, but you get the idea. You never see them in the box. If you want one out of the box, good luck. It's not that hard. If you have the money, which is really the main problem with this, is obviously how fucking expensive Goosebumps shit is now, especially these things. If you have the money somehow, if you have money to spend, not hard when it comes on. It's not even forbid, of course. Like, $500 that could go somewhere useful. Let's spend it on a collectible. Series 2. But it's never me in the pack for that much. And if it is, probably gonna look like that Attack the Mutant one, I believe. Yeah, What Alone will never be Haunted Mask or Attack Mutant in the box, likely. Jelly Jam or Scarecrow Walks or especially Terror Tower. Yeah, have fun with those. Those are the rarest Goosebumps items in all of existence. And I know there's a lot more to go over. I mean, there's like this little Goosebumps mini backpack from the 90s. There is probably going to be one day this new Haunted Mask backpack. and a whole plethora of more. I mean, I got a giant, well not giant, but insanely rare binder back there that I'm totally not flexing. And there's also foreign merch, which I might make a video about in the future. And just a whole lot of other things. But I wanted to keep this video pretty simple, with just a handful of fucking fireworks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think are the actual rarest things. If you want to prove me wrong or something, I don't know. And tell me if you have any of these. I'd like to know. Don't be a flexy bitch. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.